Did you know that there's a hiking trail in Connecticut where people say if you see the same black dog 3 times, you die? Not there. Not right away. Just sooner than you should have. And it doesn't forget how many times it's seen you. Some stories don't end. They wait. And sometimes they're still watching. Let me tell you what happened. The hanging hills rise over central Connecticut like a memory that never fully faded. Long before hiking trails were carved into them, before overlooks and markers and names on maps, the hills were used as a boundary. A place between settlements, a place people passed through but didn't linger in. Indigenous peoples moved across the ridges carefully. Later, colonists followed the same paths, not because they were easy, but because they were already there. The hills were never a destination, they were a crossing. In the 1700s and 1800s, the hanging hills became a place of warning. Public punishments were carried out nearby. Executions, including hangings, took place within view of the ridgelines, not hidden away, but meant to be seen. The hills watched. That's where the name stayed. Even after the practice ended, the reputation didn't. The land had already been marked as a place where outcomes were final. Today, the trails look harmless. Wide paths, gentle climbs, views that open slowly instead of all at once. That's why people keep going back, and that's why the story lasts. For generations, hikers have reported seeing a small black dog on the hanging hills. Not large, not aggressive, about the size of a terrier. It doesn't bark, it doesn't growl, it doesn't leave tracks. It appears quietly, standing on the trail ahead, or just off to the side, watching. Most people assume it's someone's pet. They slow down, they smile, they look around for an owner. There never is one. The dog doesn't move when approached. It doesn't react when spoken to. It simply vanishes. No sound, no motion, no trace. The legend says the first time someone sees it, nothing happens. They say the day even feels good afterwards, clear-headed, light. The second time is different. People report misfortunes that follow, not immediately, but inevitably. Illness, loss, a sense that something has shifted and never reset. And then there's the third time. The rule has never changed. If someone sees the black dog a third time, they will die. Not on the hill, not that day, just sooner than they should have. And that's why locals don't challenge the story. People who've seen the dog once convince themselves it was nothing, a shadow, a trick of the light. People who've seen it twice stop hiking hanging hills altogether. They don't test patterns. They don't seek confirmation. They leave the boundary alone. Sightings span centuries. Different people, different eras, same description. Small, black, silent, always alone. Some encounters happen in daylight, others at dusk, when the shadows stretch long and the depth becomes uncertain. Weather doesn't matter. Crowds don't matter. The dog doesn't guide people away from danger. It doesn't block paths. It doesn't protect or threaten. It simply appears as if acknowledging passage. Those who encounter it often describe feeling the same afterwards. Not fear, recognition, a certainty that something was counted, as if the hills noted the crossing the way they always have. There are no photographs that prove the black dog exists. Plenty of hikers carry cameras, phones. The images always show empty trails, trees, ground where something stood moments before. Locals will say the hanging hills do not create monsters. They create rules. The black dog isn't a warning, it's a measure. A reminder that some places remember how often people pass through them, and that repetition has consequences. That's why experienced hikers don't stop when something small crosses their vision. They don't turn around for a second look. They don't joke about seeing it again. Because the hanging hills don't chase people. They don't punish curiosity. They wait. And if the black dog ever appears on the trail ahead, small, still, and silent, the safest thing to do is keep walking and hope it was the first time. I'll see you next time. Try to get some sleep.